Respected beloved sadhakas, Guru Paramparas, Shishyas, Bhagavad Bhaktas, Shastra Shrotas, Dharma Nirvahakas, Tattva Jignasu, and Mokshakami, Mumukshu. Welcome you all together. Let us salute the Lord, the Paramatma, the Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, and the Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swaguru. But ultimately, through the Shastra Adhyayana and as a spiritual sadhana, we have to achieve is to be able to be with the Tattva when we are with ourselves, the effort. When we are not able to do that, after certain time, for some or the other reason, then go away from the self, yourself, go to the world. But in the world also, be with the Tattva only. So the art of being with the Tattva, we have to slowly learn, develop in us. In those both cases again, both the drishtis of that Tattva. The same Tattva is there transcendentally, which is to be deeply with contemplating mind, has to be grasped, understood, before reaching to that ability, even at the periphery level, gross level, whatever is seen, that also is a tattva. In the two expressions of tattva, we should be able to accept, recognize, and keep on practicing. So, whether with ourselves or whether we are with the world, in both cases, we should not be with ourselves, the ego, nor with the world of the Rupanama with various attentions or attractions or emotions or variety of reactions. No. With the world also, we just have the Tattva Chintana only. Here also, there also. With myself, with the world. When I am with myself, I am with myself, not with the ego. I am with myself, with the Tattva, the real self. What about all these Upadhis? They are also the same divine expression. That Tattva Drishti. So too, when we get bored or feeling heavy, tired because same thing, we cannot do continuously at our level of spiritual evolution. Those who have reached the highest level, they will be Nitya Nirantara Samadhi or Dhyana or Atmanam. Like yesterday, Aharnasham Brahmaniye Ramantaha. So that stage we reach, but it's long, long. Yeah, at this moment, we should never allow ourselves or the world to become predominant, nor we should allow the tattva in its transcendental form, immanent form, to be missed from our vision, to be missed from our abhyasa or practice. So, in the world also, when you are seeing world with full relativities, we are in relation. That is very peripheral. Just give very little meaning to that. Maximum given is what? The same Paramatma is expressing in this form. Go to the garden, enjoy seeing the beauty with the eyes. For a few seconds, moments, minutes, but then immediately, in and through these, variety of flora, the trees, the branches, the leaves, and the beauty of flowers, in and through, develop the knack of trying to see the divine. We have to do. Then what will happen? As demanded by the mind, we are in the garden, but as it is to be done by the intellect, we are doing the Tattva Abhyasa only. Then we see their animals, variety of birds. Where are they? Can they be without the divine? Simple question. No, never. Humanity alone is choosing to create and express through those equips and no thought, nonsense thought. But we as humans are greater anyway than any of the birds or animals or even trees. This notion and concept born out of arrogance that the man is roof and crown of creation is in one parallels maybe at the lower level we can discuss. But at the higher level, the divinity is the same through every being. And no being in the world is meaningless, no being in the world is without contributing to the world. And if at all, some being contributing less, consuming more, destroying more, the nature or the whole universe or Vishwa is only the human being. Therefore, the open crowd of beliefs and all, those nonsenses we should not. There are thousands and thousands of things which we can't do, but the birds, animals, plants can do. Then how can just outrightly say that we as human are greater than them? You know, can we fly like a bird? Can you pick the wood like the woodpecker? Can we run and chase like the cheetah, lion, or tiger? You know, can you swim in the depth of the ocean like the whales and seals? Can we carry the pollens like the butterfly? Can we, with the trunk, remove the trees from the root like an elephant? Can we dance like a moor? Can we say cuckoo like a quail? See, we can't do many where the animals do. Go more into detail. They have so much of a contribution to the world in their own way and emotional aspects. Not only we have, they have many other values aspects. They also have like the dogs, the cows and the cats. You just give them something, they are throughout life they are with us. Having seen all of them, we can't say they are special. If it are special, we have to recognize the divine in them and love, respect them. See, Vidyavine Sampane Brahmane, Gavi Hastini Shuni. Gavi the cow, Hastini elephant, Shuni the cock, the dog. स्वपाके च पंडिताः देखो समदर्शिनः equal दृष्टि. So we will go on to the park. Yes, be with the people. So whoever they are relatively outside, let it go on. It is a very minimum concern. It should be for us. हमको just like the others have this idea. When you tell them, see the Lord in all, he says, what is the Lord? He is my brother or sister or wife or children. Wonderful it's going on. What is the use of seeing the God? नहीं देखा तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? In attitude, as worldly people are there, engrossed in samsara, you and I engrossed in adhyatmika sadhana, do the same thing the other way around. Seeing divinity predominantly, any other relativity or any of the expressions happening through that relative individuals. Neither should be blamed it if something wrong, nor to be too much appreciated in the heart. Something is great, attitude is क्या फर्क पड़ता है. But your brother has scolded you. Yeah, there is something wrong with me. I rectified it. But are you not angry with him? क्या फर्क पड़ता है. You understand? But somebody cheated you. Nobody cheats you. I only get cheated by ignorance. I trusted a person at wrong place. Doesn't matter, it happened. My दृष्टि is on the तत्व. Therefore, ये चीजें क्या फर्क पड़ता है. So in this way, the whole spirituality is purpose. If it is not understood, become heavy loaded with that, then to relinquish that load, we leave spirituality and become worldly. The danger always lurking in every sadhana. So the antidote for is this: be with yourself, be with the nature, be with the birds, animals, be with the human beings, co-human beings, be with your own gods in the puja, with whomever you are. Develop the knack of seeing the truth reality that Tattva expresses both the immanent way in the form of the faculties, their functionings, their abilities. Tattva itself again expresses as the inexplicable transcendental form. Transcendental contemplation, if you can do, do it. If you can't, immediately also clear. Like Lord Bhagwan said yesterday of Ramayana Adhyatma, half of it we understood and concluded it without saying the other. Lord Bhagwan said, he whoever does upasana aradhana of me, aguna and sarva, है ना? Nirantara sahamameva, he is me only, then becomes Ujita, or wherever he puts Sarana, Triloka, they become purified. That's okay. Our point is the first two lines. Whoever Yahamam, Agunam, Gunapitam, then Gunapitam. So here, Agunam, Gunapitam is the transcendental. Here then Sagunam means what we interpreted yesterday. Saguna Sakara, Bhagavana, Rama, the Rupa, is the Avatara, is the Leela Swan, in that Leela Shri, all his great qualities. This is half understanding of seeing Lord in the Saguna. What he meant is that the whole universe is Saguna only. Because of three gunas only, the whole world is in. The Saguna seeing of body, seeing the entire Trigunatmaka Jagat as the imminent inspiration of the Lord. In this abhyasa, sense of otherness goes away. In the abhyasa, something is higher and greater that goes away. In this abhyasa, the common denominator seen capacity should be. With this capacity, on the seat of jhana, the sit, you are trying to transcend all upadhis, their functionalities. It becomes relatively easier because already we have prepared ourselves. Everything is given. So in this way, once in a while pausing and seeing. Ki, are we exactly understanding? Are we exactly doing? What is the exact understanding of things? Without these two, even though we have learned things, but that whole information, as it becoming rectified, or it is becoming a load, and I am becoming restless day by day. I just feel like living and working. So these symptoms are there, and you have to know these are the cases. Here we have to be clear in our understanding, whether I am with myself or with the world. Bharatava, Bharatava, Sangamatruva, Sangavihina, Yasya Brahmani Ramati, Nandati, Nandati, Nandati. All Taimai Janyatra Eko Vishnu. Kirtam Tudvajit Mai Asahitva, Bhavasamasittah Sarvatra Tam, Bhavanchasi Achirat Yadi Vishnu. So, the drishti changing is the philosophy, spirituality. And the Guruji remains as is. Only our inner drishti convincingly changes with the Shastra Jnana thoroughly contemplated, understood, and a glimpse of experience in a considered. So, let us see, this should happen in us. In any case, There should be a happiness, a joy, contentment because we are on the path. Not the discontentment, nor misery, nor any sort of worry, disappointment should trouble us. So to smoothly with the knowledge known, we are doing sadhana. Nothing should be felt as heaviness or the load or the burden. The object. These are also the coverings when we do in understanding. Our main sinsila having classes or evening through that time to understand and step by step, they become healthily progressed. Otherwise, at any moment, from what way, like big bacteria comes and attacks and what sort of thought virus comes and takes us away from the path, we can't be sure. Therefore, the best thing is being careful. These are all the things which we discussed today are the things to be careful, to be consistent on the path because much before reaching the goal, because the distance is so much, the inspiration which we have in the beginning, we may not, we mean we lose everything and go, no, that is the thought we need. Once that mood is over, again we are back up to the zeal, grab the sensation for strength, then to the Indriya Adi to the world. Not zero time, but less time. And our Indriyas, mana have the knack of making best use of that less time also. है ना? 2 क्लासेस के बीच में पूरा दुनिया देख कर आ जाते हैं। चलने दो थोड़ा-सा। धीरे-धीरे इन दैट परिपक्वता ऑफ द बुद्धि दैट ऑल गेट्स फिज़ल्ड अवे। देखो, तत्व ज्ञान को दृढ़ करो, साधना की इच्छा को दृढ़ करो, बाकी अपने आप ही छूट जाएगा। It has to be because there's a path of untruth. How can it hold on to us eternity? It was holding on because we never tried the positive. Now we are trying the positive with full intent. Then all the non-positive can not find its way. It will go away. Like the entire praja, if they only vote for those are honest, those are patriotic, those are truly dharmic, and even don't allow deposit also to be gained by the other fellows, they themselves will change because they want power. How to change politicians is only by ballot. Ballot. And then constituency पूरा पूरा हमने इलेक्ट किया एमएलए को बट ये नालायक निकला वी डोंट वांट हिम गो टू द कोर्ट तो करो फिर उसको बरतरफ करेंगे सो वी हैव द राइट टू select the correct leader just like we have the duty also to in the same way the life also. So let us enjoy all these satsangas through which we tune to the divine. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya और निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामासच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः वेदव्यासमहर्षे नमः ऐतरेय महर्षे नमः आद्यशङ्करसद्गुरवे नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वेषां तेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व एकता पुनोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् कर्मणि निष्ठित अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां नित्यनिरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आद्यशङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं पारायणं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ॐ मनस्तावतमः शान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम् ॐ अथ श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य माणिस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्वतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः ॐ पुरुषेह वा अयमादितो गर्भो भवते यदेतद्रेतः तदेतत् सर्वेभ्योऽङ्गेभ्यस्तेजः सम्भूतम् आत्मनि एव आत्मानं बिभर्ति तद्यदा स्त्रियां सिञ्जते अत एनत् जनयति तदस्य प्रथमं जन्म तत् स्त्रिया आत्मभूयं गच्छते यथा स्वम् अङ्गं तथा तस्माद् एनां न हिनस्ते सा अस्य एतम् आत्मानम् अत्र गतं भावयते सा भावयित्री भावयितव्या भवति तं स्त्रीगर्भं बिभर्ति सः अग्रे एव कुमारं जन्मनः अग्रे अधिभावयति स यत्कुमारं जन्मनः अग्रे अधिभावयति आत्मानमेव तद्भावयति येषां लोकानां सन्तत्या एवं सन्तता हि इमे लोकाः तदस्य द्वितीयं जन्म सः अस्य अयम् आत्मा पुण्येभ्यः कर्मभ्यः प्रतिधीयते अथा अस्य अयम् इतरः आत्मा कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रैति स इतः इयन्नेव प्रयन्नेव पुनर्जायते तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म तदुक्तं ऋषिणा गर्भेनु सन् अन्वेषाम् अवेदम् अहं देवानां जनिमानि विश्वा शतं मा पुर आयसीः अरक्षन्नदः श्येनो जवसा निरदीयम् इति गर्भे एव एतत् शयानः वामदेव एवमुवाच स एवं विद्वान् अस्मात् शरीरभेदात् ऊर्ध्वम् उत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामान् आप्त्वा अमृतः समभवत् समभवत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Friends, we are in the discussion of the Sambandha Bhashya to the second chapter of Aitareya Upanishad. Also summarizing what was in the first adhyaya and also answering some of the questions. Discussion is happening. Summary of all that is the three Atmas, as the Purva Pakshi says, there are not three, only one. Then what about this Karta, Bhokta, Jiva, Atma is? It is all the pure Atma alone misinterpreted because of the Upadhi. Is appearance only, not a real. Vedanta has no problem when the others accept the things as unreal or mithya. If they say as real, then the Vedanti just explains to them two realities cannot be. Only the truth can be real. In that way, that is proved. So, yesterday we were seeing this topic of Prashnottari, three Atmas, our three Atmas are one is Karta, Bhokta, Jiva, second the Karta, Ishvara, third Akarta, Bhokta, Parama Atma. Finally, the Akarta, Bhokta, Parama Atma alone is reality. The other two are in the ignorance of this Akarta, Bhokta, Atma, expressions at the Samashti and Vyashti level through the Samashti Maya Upadhi and Vyashti Avidya Upadhi. Upadhis, when they are scrutinized deeply, they also will be found not to exist. When the Upadhi themselves are not there, then how come through the Upadhi the expression can be real? It can't be. So, this is how the deep rooted reality given to the Jiva Bhava and all have to be replaced by the deep rooted, the reality of the real self only. This struggle is called Adhyatmika Sadhana, as we just now saw in the introduction. Mm. The two ways कि when is a bright time, some धुंध आती है तो उसका कोई खैर ही नहीं रहता. But when it's a deep winter, so much dhund that the clarity is not there of the drushti. In the same way, when our drushti is dhundulasa, the whole world is real about Paramatma, very vague idea. When the dhundulapan of ignorance goes away from our drushti, then crystal clearly we see the divinity, very vaguely on the divinity, the projection of Veshti Samashti, because of that power of that same divinity, just to see without any attention, intention, purpose attributed to it. This is how a Jivan Mukta lives. Hmm. So the discussion started like that. कि तत्र पूर्व पक्षी को सिद्धांति पूछ रहे हैं कि हाउ यू से दैट जीवास एग्जिस्टेंस इज एक्सेप्टेड. दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन. तत्र जीवा एव तावत् कथम ज्ञायते. हाउ द जीवा इज नोन एज. हाउ डू यू नो जीवा दैट इज देयर. प्रश्न ऑफ द सिद्धांति. पूर्व पक्षी से एवं ज्ञायते. इन दिस वे ही इज नोन. What way? Shrota, Manta, Drashta, Adeshta, Aghoshta, Vijnata, Pragnata, etc. etc. In this way. Now, the discussion is what in the next two paragraphs, three paragraphs is this Jiva, whom just now mentioned as Drashta, Shrota, Vijnata, ityadi means Darshana Karma ke Karta, Shravana Karma ke Karta ityadi. That Jiva neither pratyakshena nor anumanena can be established. This is called Vedanta. This is the deep logic. Even though At one level, Shruti herself says, Ki is drashta shrota manta. So too we have in our Vyavaharik experience or discussion that in the drashta shrota manta rupa, Jiva is there, yet on the deeper inquiry, it is found not to be there. And we have to reach to that level. And that is a true level, a real level of the truth and reality, where that self in whom all these are not there. So the Siddhanti starts discussing. He says, Nanu viprasisiddham jnayate. Natu viprasisiddham. He says first Nanu. Nanu viprasisiddham. But what he said is contradictory. What are those two? Jnayate yaha shravanadi kartrutvena. Yaha jnayate shravanadi kartrutvena. The one who is recognized as the karta of the shravana karma or darshana kriya ityadi. He is known. Jnayate, the shravanadi kartru tvena, the first atma as you said by. But he is said in the same shastras in different way. What it is? Amataha manta avijnata vijnata iti. On this line only the entire next 5 6 pages of discussion is there. Interesting discussion, a little tough. He says vijnata, the one who is a knower either through the buddhi or the senses, he is avijnata, he cannot be known. So too the one who does manana with the manana, does the manana with the mind, the mana, that mata amata bhavati. Manta, sorry. Manta is amata. Vijnata is avignata. This is the subtlety. You cannot know the manta who is the manana kriyayaha karta. So too the vijnana kriyayaha karta, jo vijnata hai, he cannot be known. It is said in the Shastra and you say you are, it can be seen like that, it can be pointed out like that. In this way, that jiva, atma, purusha, first atma can be accepted. You are saying there is contradiction. Quotations by Siddhanti. तथा न मतेः मंतारम मन्वीथा, मतेः मंतारम न मन्वीथा, न विज्ञातेः विज्ञातारम विजानीयाः इत्यादि च. Everywhere shrutehe, drustehe, everywhere same rule we have to apply. So the knower of the seer of the world through the eyes cannot be seen. Knower of the world through the intellect cannot be known. The manana kriyayaha karta, the manta through the mind, he cannot be known. Then you are saying there is one atma. What is the crux of it? Yesterday we saw that example of that person acting as if he, Okay, what is he listening? श्रोतव्यम शब्द. सो जब श्रोतव्य शब्द का वो आत्मा सुन रहा है, तब तक जब तक सुन रहा है मानो, तदा at that time tasya of that same atma shravana kriya eva vartamanatvat. He is involved only in the shravana kriya exclusively. Be careful. Vat shravana kriya eva vartamanatvat manana vijnana kriye na sambhavatah. What about his manana kriya and vijnana kriya at that time? See the subtle question there. What is the point put by Purvapakshi? That Shrota, Manta, Vijnata, through this Linga, the presence of the Jiva or Prathama Purusha or Pratama Atma can be accepted. The very subtle question that Siddhanti asking is when this Atma is listening, Shravana Kriyayaha Karta ban raha hai. Now, at that time, only Shravana Kriya is happening through him. Shravana Kriya eva artamanatvat. Where has he gone at that time away as Manana Vijnana Kriye na sambhavataha. So, at that moment, the Manana Kriya in him, Vijnana Kriya is not happening in him. Then the Manana Kriyavan, Vijnana Kriyavan, where is he? Because if he has to be there, he should be there complete. अब कहते हो पहले he is known as Shrota Manta Vijnata. When he is becoming Shrota, he is not Manta Vijnata. So you are contradicting your own sentence. तो मनन विज्ञान क्रिय न संभवतः आत्मनि और परत्रवा. He cannot have the manana vijnana of himself or manana vijnana of anything else when he has become a shrota and listening to some shravana shabdaha through the ears, through whatever the way he knows it. Okay, this is the point. Means what? Shravana, manana, vijnana. तीन क्रियाएं है. Shravana is jnanendriya, ears. Manana of the mind. Vijnana is by the buddhi. सो श्रवण मनन विज्ञान क्रिया के द्वारा जीव का या परतम आत्मा का अस्तित्व स्वीकृत होता है. दिस इज व्हाट अवर पूर्व पक्षी's पॉइंट. दैट इज हाउ ही सेड कि तीन आत्माएं. सिद्धांति का पॉइंट क्या है? व्हेन ही इज डूइंग श्रवण, एट द टाइम श्रवण अलोन इज गोइंग ऑन, other two are not there. Manana Vijnana. In the same way, when he is doing Manana with the mind, the Shrota Vijnata disappear. When he is doing Vijnana through the Buddhi, where is Manta and Shrota? Nahi hai. So at what time of this Shravana Manana Vijnana Kriya that the first Atma, the Purusha Jiva is true or real? At no time. Therefore, it's only an imaginary concept that he is there करके. फुल्ली तो कभी है ही नहीं और तीनों एक ही बार नहीं हो सकते. श्रवण मनन विज्ञान थ्रू डिफरेंट थ्री उपाधिस सेम टाइम द एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हो सकता. देयर विल बी डेफिनेटली सम गैप ऑफ टाइम and the way of using them and knowing them also different. So this only a concept, the presence of a jiva. Then how come all these are happening in the presence of divinity? Just it is being conducted. Don't bring this jiva karta bhokta. So this is how a deep inquiry may the jiva himself is refused. Then who else is there and jiva rejected? Paramatma alone. That's how it is achieved. Now he says, Shravanadi, sorry, na sambhavata atmanipratva tatha anyatra api mananadi kriyasu. In the same way, when he is doing the manana of some subject through the mind, the shrota and the vijnata are absent. So too is having vijnana, then the manta, shruta are absent. Therefore, at what point your defined shrota, manta, vijnata is existing, the purusha is not there. Then another thing is what? Shravanadikriyaya cha svavisayeshu eva. Another reason to reject him is what? श्रवणादि क्रियाएं अपने अपने विषय में रहते हैं. This technically it's called as The Vijatiya is rejected. Now Swajatiya also is rejected. What is the Vijatiya? Rejection of the Vijatiya way of rejection of the existence of Jiva is when Shrota is there, Manta Vijnata is not there. Manta है तो बाकी दो नहीं, ये विजातीय है. श्रवण क्रिया अलग जाति का है, मनन अलग है, विज्ञाता अलग है. So in this Vijatiya drishtis or darshanas or using of the faculties, at one point the other two are not there. Because of this, that विजातीय आधार पर जीव है, इसका हमने रिजेक्ट कर दिया. अब सजातीय दृष्टि में भी व्हाट इज सजातीयम कि the eyes can only see, they cannot do the work of the manana. Mind can do its own work, it cannot do the other two works. So a jiva, if he is a shrota, he is a shrota, it is sajatiya. How can he jump to become the manta of the manana kriya? देखो सजा एक है ना, वहां है तो वहीं होगा, दूसरे में कैसे जंप करेगा वो सेम जीवा. सो इन दिस वे कि श्रवणादि क्रिया सविषयेषु एव. Then the third point is what? Nahi mantavyad anyatra mantuhu manana kriya sambhavati. Mantavyat anyatra mantuhu manana kriya na sambhavati means what? Mantuhu means the one who is doing manana with the mind. Wherever he is doing the manana or the thing that is allowed for him to do the manana, of that only he can do. He cannot transgress. So there is a mantavya vastu. The manta. Of that only he does the manana. If something is there which is not a part of the mantavya, he cannot do manana of it. This is a limitation. And the self, beautiful, reason carefully, self is such subtle thing, it can never become the manana kriyas vishaya for the manta. So the two way of saying is one, the श्रवण मनन विज्ञान क्रिया करने वाला जीव भी नहीं है और जीव को श्रवण मनन क्रियाओं से विज्ञान क्रियाओं से पकड़ भी हम नहीं सकते. Is only an appearance in the ignorance. When these knowledges are deeply contemplated, understood, then we can just see that these are absent there. Then nahi mantavyad anyatra mantuhu manana kriya sambhavati. Here anyatra means other than the object of manana called the self. So in the self, the manana kriya cannot happen. So too the earlier said vijnana kriya, shravana kriya. They are about outer object only, not about the self. Now, he says, Nanu manasa sarvameva mantavyam. Array, mind is capable of doing manana of all the things. No. Purvapakshi says, Satyam evam tathapi sarvamapi mantavyam mantara mantarena namantum shakyam. अरे बाबा, before you talk about the मन से सबका मनन किया जा सकता है, मंत्र के बारे में बात करो ना, about the one who is using the mind to do the manana. हम ये डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, how do you jump into the other one? Without the manta, the thinker, the manana kriya cannot happen. This is Siddhanta's point. यदि एवं किम स्यात्. So if you say like that, what is the benefit out of what do you want to drive? Purvapakshi. Siddhanta says, idam atra syat. Here is what the point. What is it? Ki sarvasya yaha anyam ayam manta sa manta eva iti na sa mantavya. That's what we said. The one who is doing the manana kriya, let us say as per your point, of everything through his mana. Okay, he is doing manana of all the mantavya vastus with the mana. What about himself? Can he become the object of the manana? Mean, does he come in the category of mantavya? You cannot. He cannot come in the object of mantavyata. So, idamatra syat sarvasya yaha ayam manta. The one who is the manta through the manana kriya of the mind of everything else. Manta eva iti. He is only remaining as manta, but he himself na mantavya. He cannot become the object of the manana kriya through the mind. Nacha dvitiya mantu manta asti. Okay, no. There is another body who does the manana of this atma. ऐसा कहोगे तो फिर वो रिग्रेशन इन्फिनेटम होगा. देन यदा स आत्मना एव मंतव्यः तदा येन च मंतव्यः आत्मा आत्मना यः च मंतव्यः आत्मा तौ द्वौ प्रसज्येयाताम्. So then you have to accept the presence of two atma inside. One is the one who is doing using the mana and doing the mantana of all the outer mantavya vastus. एंड इसको वर्णन करने के लिए और एक आत्मा अंदर है, आपको ऐसा बोलना पड़ेगा. सो दो आत्मे हो जाते हैं. फिर देन एक एव आत्मा द्विधा मंत्र मंतव्यत्वेन द्विशकली भवेत वंशादिवत. और either you have to say there is a second atma or you have to say one atma only, like a bamboo cut and made into two pieces. Okay, yatha pradoshayoho, but this is not acceptable because of the what? Ubhayatha api anupatti eva. How can there be the two atmas of same nature? Same nature का बात होता है यहाँ. यथा प्रदीपयोः प्रकाश प्रकाशकत्व अनुपपत्ति समत्वात् समत्वात् तद्वत्. Now when you bring two lamps, same they are having the light, their luminosity. Now, who becomes the illuminator of the other? Who becomes the illuminator? No, they being sama, you can't accept कि ये उसको रोशन कर रहा है या वो इसको, because दोनों समान है. In the same way, if you accept the two atma, one who is knowing the outer world, second is knowing him, then both have to be, when you say both are atma, they have to have same quality. Point तो है. The same quality, तो कौन किसको जान रहा है, there will be confusion. Because they are of same quality. Like two lamps are there of same luminosity. Who is illuminating whom, you say? No, it is an impossible task to say who is illuminating whom. They are self-effulgent. They actually क्या होता है ना? When you bring two lamps or any together, the light in both of them becomes one. It cannot be two. Light is such a subtle matter. In the same way, how can you divide the self as two? The one self is the self who sees that self. The other self is the self who sees the outer world through the manana, vijnana and shravana kriya. It is refuted that way. So, yatha pradipayoho prakasha prakashkatvanupati samatvat tadvatu. So the whole discussion is what? Though we perceive the world through faculties, the perceiver, when he questioned, he will not be there as the perceiver of the faculty through faculties. He is a pure Atma. That is what is the only thought of Vedanta. In the ignorance of the Atma, only the appearance of the Jiva who is becoming Karta Bhokta. On the stage of or at the level of non-inquiry only, कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व वाला जीव का अस्तित्व है ऐसा लगता है. बट व्हेन यू इंक्वायर अबाउट हिम, ही विल नॉट, दैट कर्ता होता भाग जाएगा. आत्मा इज देयर. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर सेइंग. देयर इज ओनली वन आत्मा, नॉट थ्री. ओके, अनदर ऑप्शन सिद्धांति खुद उठाकर ही जस्ट रेफ्यूट्स इट. न च मंतु मंतव्ये मनन व्यापार शून्य कालः अस्ति. When the manta is doing the manana, be attentive. There is no manana vyapara shunya kala. There is no one moment where he is not doing the manana of the outer mantavya objects through the mana. So when there is no manana shunya kala, there is no manana shunya kala, even a moment, then when is he that he is withdrawing his attention from the world and doing his own manana? उनको फुर्सत ही नहीं है. Always is in the manana of the some or the other thing of the world through the mana. तो उनको फुर्सत ही नहीं होता. तो न च मंतु मीन्स योर आत्मा हु इज डूइंग द manana kriya, mantavye. Okay, when he is doing the continuously manana, vyapara shunya kala na asti. There is no movement also left for him free, in which Atma Mananaya, that he is doing the manana of the self. Huh? Even though, let us say, Anumana Pramana say he is seeing Lingena, Yadapi Lingena Atmana Manute Manta, Tadapi Purvavat. Again, the earlier same explanation. Purvavat Eva Lingena Mantavya Atma Yahacha Tasya Manta Tau Dau Prasajjetam. Again, the problem of two Atma will come. और एक एव वा द्विधा इति पूर्वोक्ता दोषः, or he only got broken into. So there are no two atma, there are no breakage of the atma. That one atma is perceiving the outer world and there is somebody to know him. All point is what? Main point is this: the Shrota through the ears, the Manta through the mind, the Drashta through the eye, the Vijnata through the Buddhi, the Manta through Mana, he is not there. This is the Siddhanti wants to prove. These are all the subtle logics that are there. You know? His point is Vijnata, Avijnata, Manta, Amanta. जो मनता है सबको देखने वाला, वो अमनता है, वो किसी से देखा नहीं जाएगा. श्रोता जो है उसको आप पकड़ लेके कोशिश करो. You can't catch him. When you try to catch him, he will not be any more Shrota or Manta. They were very Shrota, Manta, Vijnata in the ignorance of the pure self in whom these are never there. But to contemplate all these subtle things, how much subtlety of the buddhi we need to have. Concentration. Then only an aspect of it can be grasped. Okay. Now, therefore, the Siddhanti says, na pratyakshena na api anumanena jnayate. So, this your first Atma, Karta, Bhokta, Jiva, in him only the Manta, Jnata, Shrota, सब ऐड कर लो. ये na pratyakshena you can see him, na anumanena you can ascertain his presence. So, na pratyakshena na abhi anumanena ज्ञायते. That's what. Now, पूर्व पक्षी का प्रश्न सिद्धांत ही खुद पूछ रहा है. Next, then you may ask this question. चेत कथम then उच्यते. Then how in the Shastras, Upanishads, it is said कि समे आत्मा इति विद्यात्. Then how in the Shastra said that is your own self, my own self, that has to be known. If he is not coming under the category of knowability, either through Pratyaksha Pramana or through Anumana Pramana, you must know that Atma. This sentence of the Upanishad, how do you justify? Iti. And the same Upanishad, though you now refused for my sake, I have to shut my mouth. There is no जीवा who is मंता श्रोता, but the मंत्रत्व श्रोतृत्व की बात उपनिषद में बार बार आता है ना. कथम वा श्रोता मंता इत्यादि श्रुति ब्रूयात. इस तरह आप लॉजिक से रिजेक्ट की, बट श्रुति में तो है ये मंता श्रोता के रूप में जीव है. And so too, you must know your own self, then only moksha, it is said. What is the meaning of those two sentences? One, saha me atma iti vidyat. This is a Shruti Vakya. How do you answer that? Because you just know logically proved this manta shrota vijnata is not an object. He cannot be known either by pratyaksha or by linga. अगर प्रत्यक्ष से या अनुमान प्रमाण से ये आत्म तत्व नहीं जाना चाहता है, then how come Shruti Mata said, he is yourself, you must know. And how again and again time the sentence comes, Shrota Manta ityadi about him. Okay. Now, इसके लिए हम ननु श्रोतृत्वादि धर्मवान आत्मा अश्रोतृत्वादि च प्रसिद्धम आत्मानः किमत्र विषमं पश्यसि. सो श्रोतृत्व भी आत्मा को दिया, अश्रोतृत्व भी आत्मा को दिया है. So when it is said श्रोतृत्व, then why do you reject it? Vishamam pashyati. Why do you see the viprasti siddhata, contradiction in my saying that the Jiva Atma can be understood this way? Now, सिद्धांत का एक्सप्लेन करना कि यद्यपि तव न विषमम तथापि मम तो विषमम प्रतिभाति. फॉर यू देयर मे बी नो कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन, बट मुझे तो दिखता है. कथम? हाउ आई एम आंसरिंग यू. ओके, interesting point, very good discussion here. Yada asau shrota, when he takes the position of shrotrutva as shrota, tada namanta, he is not a manta. So to yada Manta, when you become Manta, the Manana Kriyavan, Tada Nashrota, is not the Shrota, Shravana Kriyavan, nahi hai. Tatra evam sati. Then what is the conclusion of these two things? That when he is doing Manana with the mind, he is not Shrota. When he is doing Shravana with the ears, he is not a Manta. What is the conclusion? It is very simple. Tatra evam sati, Pakshe Shrota, Manta Pakshe. न श्रोता न अभिमंता, दोनों हो रहे ना. When is becoming Shrota, Manta is rejected, but Shrota is there. When is Manta, the Shrotrutva is rejected, but Manta is there. Therefore पाक्षिक रूप में वो श्रोता मनता है, पाक्षिक में अश्रोता अमंता. उस दृष्टि से श्रुति ने कहा एट वन क्रिया के टाइम दूसरा क्रिया नहीं होता, बट ये क्रिया तो है, तो therefore he is that क्रियावान. But at that time other is rejected, and that time of other thing is taken into account, this one is rejected. Okay, then the main point comes here कि यदा एवं तदा श्रोतृत्वादि धर्मवान आत्मा अश्रोतृत्वादि धर्मवान वा इति संशयस्थाने कथम तव नवैषम्यम. देखो, यू आर कोटिंग द शास्त्र. अब शास्त्र ने दोनों कोटेशन दी. एक जगह इट सेड दैट इट इज श्रोता मनता, अनदर साइड अश्रोता मनता. इफ यू टेक द अथॉरिटी ऑफ शास्त्र, व्हाई डू यू टेक ओनली वन कोटेशन ऑफ शास्त्र वेयर यू आर एक्सेप्टिंग में श्रोता मनता, इन अदर प्लेस अश्रोता मनता बताना. इस पे क्यों डाउट नहीं आ रहा तुमको? Sometimes, very powerfully, logically, question is refuted without answering it. Like in this world, we give always, why Bhagavan Vishnu has 4 hands? It's such a question it is, ki any number of hands they are there, you will ask question. 7, 8 hands mano, why 8, why not 6? 6 lagaya, why 6, why not 10? To such a question, there is no end. So here, when Shruti in one the context said he is Shrota Manta, you are holding on to that, but same Shruti is telling Ashrota Manta. Why are you not getting doubt regarding this? उसी का क्यों आ रहा है तुमको? श्रुति को तुम लेकर कोई प्रश्न पूछ रहे हो, तो समान 2 बातें जो बताए, दोनों के लिए प्रश्न उठाओ. You only say Shrota Manta, but the Shruti herself also says Ashrota Manta also. So यदा एवं तदा श्रोतृत्वादि धर्मवान आत्मा अश्रोतृत्वादि धर्मवान वा इति संशय स्थाने कथम तव नवैषम्यम. When you can have doubts at both places, why you ask to doubt at only one place? Example देखो, यदा देवदत्तो गच्छति, when the devadatta is moving, tada न स्थाता न गंता, है ना, tada न स्थाता गंता एव. At the time of movement of Devadatta, he is a moving person. He is not a stationary. Yada tishtati, when he is standing at one place, tada naganta, he is not moving at that time. Then sthata eva, he is at one place only. Tada asya pakshe eva gantrutvam sthatrutvam cha. So, tada asya pakshe eva gantrutvam sthatrutvam. So, what is the meaning of the pakshe? Ki pakshika only it is. It is a relative, it's only limited only. Is gantrutvam and also what do you say? Sthatrutvam. Na nityam gantrutvam sthatrutvam va tadvatu. Therefore, the concluding point is there is no continuous gantrutva, there is no continuous sthatrutva. For that, एग्जाम्पल में जो भी नाम दिया देवदत्त. Then Vyasa Bhagavan or see Shankara Bhagavan takes some explanation from the Kanadi Mata. थोड़ा उनका हेल्प लेते हैं अपने सिद्धांत को एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए. व्हाट इज सिद्धांत फाइनल इज अकर्ता भोक्ता वन आत्मा अलोन इज देयर. इफ यू सी हिम ही अलोन विल बी देयर. इफ यू डोंट सी and yourself from that ignorance only all these delusory misconceptions have come which you are holding on and you are trying to justify from your own ignorance standpoint. So there are some two more paras, two नहीं पांच छह हैं. इसको थोड़ा आगे बढ़ाकर हम पढ़ेंगे. There will be and then we try to summarize this also. The basic point is three atmas are there as Jivatma, Ishvara and Paramatma. Hmm, for this discussion actually देखो at the level of non-discussion and inquiry Paramatma is not at all accepted. Ishvara ठीक है, he will fulfill our desires, therefore we give some benefit of doubt to him. जीव को तो इतना सत्य मानते हैं, you know, at this level. But when you deeply inquire, you know, Paramatma alone is real. Ishvara Jiva are only pseudo, only imaginations, not at all real. सो तत्व ज्ञान का समझदारी का दृष्टि, तत्व ज्ञान का अनुभव का दृष्टि अगर आप डेवलप करके देखें तो अदर देन हिम देयर इज नथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. Like other than the atoms, nothing in the world for the physicists. Other than poetry, nothing is there in the world for a poet. And for small children, you know, 6 महीने के. Other than eating, there is nothing in the world. कुछ भी दे दो मुंह में लगाता. And the children, you know, other than sports, there is nothing. In that way, at a ignorance level, fully engrossed in using the upadhis and working in the world, all this unreal appears to be real. बस उसी में है, जैसे I gave all the examples. But that is not the fact. The fact is the reality which is beyond all this. In the ignorance of him, they are all projected. So tomorrow when we come, this mm, final conclusion will be from the Upadhi standpoint, when they are used, he will be told as Shrota Manta. When the Upadhis are not there, he said Ashrota Amanta. Pakshika Rupani it is called through the Upadhi Drushti. Okay, then what exactly Atma? Be attentive. Today I'll tell, tomorrow little more. The real Atma is not a Pakshika Shrota or Mantra through Upadhi, be attentive, is Nitya Shrota, Nitya Mantra, without Upadhis, without becoming actually Shrota Mantra. That is his position. What do you mean by that? The meaning is he cannot, there is no time or place where is he not. There is no time or place where is he not. And there is no time or place where he is not conscious. So because he is there at all time, be attentive. When the Shravana Kriya with all faculties is happening, when it is not happening, both times he is there. And being the eternal consciousness, he is conscious of both of them. But he remains only as consciousness. Therefore, what is he? Nitya Shrota, like eyes. Eyes are Pakshika Drashta. When the eye is good, the eye is able to see the object if it is in correct distance. डिफेक्ट हुआ आई में या ऑब्जेक्ट दूर में है, it becomes adrashta, it can't see. But what about the atma in me? He is nitya drashta. What is the nitya drashtutva of the atma? Whether the eye is seeing or not seeing, he is seeing that, both of them, isn't it? Both of them he is seeing. If that's not the case, then how can I you know, mm, we recognize the eyesight nicely having and or the eyesight is gone. दोनों को देखने वाला एक कॉमन है. So he is नित्य श्रोता, नित्य दृष्टा, नित्य मंता, without becoming श्रोता, दृष्टा or manta. He is not pakshika. He is such a pure consciousness. He is eternal. He never disappears. Nahi drashtuhu drushtehe viparilopah syat. These Upanishadic quotations are for this point only. So these are a few more discussions continue. Let us go through it and then just sharpen our intellect. अभी सारा बात ना हमने बताया ना आपने सुना ना पूरा समझे. But an introduction is given for our Vijnanamaya Kosha to contemplate. In these lines, when we contemplate, then the pure self we reach to. Why we don't do all of that is in our world, Vyavahara, million things are so important to us. No time, no stamina, no introverted ability to contemplate like this. May the Guru Parampara Adi Shankara bless us with perfect, correct understanding of what he is teaching to us. The whole thing teaching is Ekameva Dvaya Brahma Stapana. There are no three Atma as the Purvakshi was thinking. So spend 2-3 days. हाँ हो जाएगा. ओम 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Continue tomorrow, friends. Mm. Mm. In a calm and quiet, well poised mind intellect, in the deep inquiry, these curtains of, these colorings of upadhis, they just get dismantled. They exist only as long as they are not inquired, they are given value. When the inquiry happens, they all get dissolved. Like when you inquire in the dream about the dream, whole dream gets dissolved into the reality called as waking mind. Same way, the whole thing, outer, inner. That's why Ramji said, Sarvam Maya Eva, in that 60th sloka. And do my own upasana, then you will recognize me. Actually, doing the upasanas of the Lord are undoing the upasana of the Jagat. Jagat is existing because we have done the upasana of it. The antidote of it is the Devata upasana, by which all these are removed. That is called the Vidya, removing the Avidya. Then what happens? Eternally existing Atman or Brahman is experienced. Brahma Vidya doesn't give Atma Anubhuti. Atma is always there. Brahma Vidya removes the Avidya. That's it. Avidya and Avidya Janita, all the multiplicity, that is removed by Vidya. है ना? The knowledge of the rope did not create the rope. It is removed the ignorance of the rope and again the misunderstanding of the snake. The rope was there whether you know it or not. So to the Brahman is there whether we know it or not, whether we see it as the whole world, whether we call it as world, whether we call it the world and involve in it so busily, the Brahman is as Brahman. Like you call the water as the wave or ripple, bubble, anything you call, any natak you do, basically it is there as water. This is a subtle Vedanta. Let's see tomorrow. Thank you for your patient listening, respected sadhakas. God bless you.